Sometimes being right sucks, because it turns out we were right about what is happening to Rox. This is going to be a tough pill to swallow, but let's get into these 1164 spoilers. Zbec thinks that Davy Jones was the former king of the world. Okay, that's coming out of nowhere, and we'll get into what happened to him at the end of the previous chapter in case you need a refresher on that. So it's interesting that Pew is putting thinks here. We still don't really know much about Davy Jones, other than he existed during the Void Century, he started the Davy Back fight, he's a part of the D clan, and Rox's bloodline comes from him, because Rox's real name is Davy D. Zbec, and Rox is a fan of him. And that Robin says that he was a pirate from long ago who was cursed by the devil to live in the depths of the sea floor, where it is said that he yet lives to this day. Who really knows what's going on with that? Although it does kind of parallel to Emu and devil fruit magic and all that stuff. We're just gonna have to wait for developments on this. And I've speculated that he's related to Joy Boy in some way. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like Joy Boy's like biological brother. Could be wrong about that. You can go through 20 different YouTubers and you'll get 20 different opinions or hypotheses or theories on Davy Jones. Now, being king of the world could mean that Davy Jones was like the king of the Great Kingdom, aka the Ancient Kingdom. Like, I guess the Great Kingdom is what we're gonna have to call it now, but that's like the place where Joy Boy came from. And since they're both D's, like I said, they're related in some way. And I guess, you know, Emu had to overthrow Davy Jones in order to become the new king of the world, with the 20 kingdoms that allied with Emu back at the 900 years ago or whatever during the Void Century. I guess we're just gonna have to wait for the full summary, because apparently the will of D might be revealed in this chapter. At least I'm hearing some rumors about that. I don't want to confirm that. There's just some chatter going around about that. Zbec completely transformed to a demon after trying to fight it back. So unfortunately, Rox was not able to fight through the Dami Reversi. So we saw in the previous chapter that all the powerful people at God Valley attacked Emu, and it eventually led to just Rox himself taking on Emu, like slicing them up, but of course they just have like Majin Buu regeneration and it doesn't really do much. And Emu wound up stabbing Rox with like their tendrils, and then eventually just Dami Reversi'd them. And I was hoping that he was going to be able to fight through this, because, you know, at the end of the chapter we just saw him start to transform, and I mean, at least he tried. But unfortunately, not even Rox can fight through the very broken ability of Dami Reverse. And we talked about before how maybe it needs to be done on a person in their homeland, but there might be another option as to how Dami Reversi works, and maybe it has to do with like damaging your opponent. Because we saw that Emu, when they did Dami Reversi to Dory or Bragi, I forget which one is which, but, you know, shot him in the hand with that shotgun that they pulled out of a book, and then Dami Reversi'd them. So maybe that has something to do with it. And then the other giants that got Dami Reversi'd were caught in between Dory and Bragi, so that probably has something to do with it as well. Just like how the board game works or whatever. This is still a developing story. We don't fully know how it works. We just know that it's broken and not even Rox can fight back through it. So cool. Zbec defeats Big Mom and Kaido. I'm not even mad at this because they should be defeated. I mean, they're cool, especially in the flashback. Like, they're much better characters when they're younger, in my opinion, but I guess somebody has to job to Dami Reversi Rox here. I mean, clearly they're not dying and they go on to thrive because they become freaking Yonkos who have like dictatorships over their great vast kingdoms, so they're fine. But real quick, guys, I've asked you to subscribe before, and you guys did. I'm very appreciative of that. But for now, can we just like the video? All you gotta do is go on your phone, move your thumb over a couple centimeters, hit that like button. If we could just get 2,000 likes on this video, that would be amazing. Not really asking for much more than that. So if you could do that, I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Kuma saves Eris and Teach using his devil fruit by sending them off. That's a good development. I'm glad that Eris is living here. I for sure thought that she was gonna die at some point. I mean, I'm sure she dies eventually because, you know, she's a mother in One Piece, but at least she doesn't die here. Now, where did Kuma send her? I guess to Lelouja, because that's where she wanted to go. But how would like Kuma know that? You know, and it ultimately comes down to like where Kuma sends you. It has to be a place that he's visited before. So maybe we'll find out later where they go. Maybe it's like the Drum Kingdom, but has Kuma been there yet at this point? He's still pretty young. I guess he hasn't. I say Drum Kingdom because Blackbeard has some kind of beef with that place because he did run through there. That's like actually when we first heard about Blackbeard. And it also makes me wonder, like, has Blackbeard ever interacted with Kuma? And I guess he kind of has before, but he never really said anything to him. I mean, maybe he did, but as far as I remember, there was no extended interaction between Blackbeard and Kuma other than them being at like that warlord meeting. So Blackbeard, in his own weird sociopathic way, has to have some kind of soft spot for Kuma. I would love to see them interact again in the future. I mean, I know Kuma's still like in his robot android form, but I'm sure there's going to be some kind of shenanigans that happen to where he can regain his consciousness or something. Or at least I hope so. Emu orders Rox to kill everyone on the island. Rox tells Garp and Roger to kill him. Garp and Roger versus Zbec starts. Yeah, this is tough to read. Because this is what we were speculating about for the last couple weeks. It started back in my second 1162 spoilers a couple weeks ago. I was rereading chapter 957 when we first find out about the God Valley incident, and I was thinking like, well, there has to be a reason why Garp and Roger defeat Rox. Even though it doesn't explicitly say in that chapter that they like defeated Rox, it just says that they like took down the Rox pirates in general. It's kind of ambiguous, I suppose. But I was thinking that if they do fight him, I guess it's because he gets Dami reversied by Emu, and unfortunately it's all coming to fruition now. And man, I mean, it's not terrible, especially because it's Rox himself saying it's like, hey guys, just take me out. You're the only ones who can do it other than Emu themselves, and Emu's not going to do it because they want to play with me. So it's like, you know what? Bros, you're gonna have to take me down, unfortunately. And you know, Garp and Roger, of course they're gonna do it. I mean, as much as I rag on Garp, he is like a stand-up guy. I mean, yeah, it's questionable what he's doing with the Marines and the world government and all that stuff, but we'll talk about that more as more is revealed. And Roger, of course, you know, he's down to do it as well. I mean, they're not going to be happy about it, especially as they have come to see that Rox is like him, that he's actually like a respectable guy. He's actually one of the few people in the series who's like legitimately actually a pirate. I know the casuals love to paint Luffy as a pirate and he's the king of the pirates, but Luffy is not a pirate. The most pirate thing he does is sail in a ship. That's pretty much it. But it doesn't seem like Rox is kind of just going to stand there and let them behead him or whatever. It seems like maybe he's compelled to fight back against them despite him wanting them to kill him. So maybe in the next chapter, unfortunately, Rox is finally going to die. And I guess we only have 2, maybe 3 chapters left at God Valley at this point, which, man, it's bittersweet because God Valley has been a breath of fresh air in this series, especially Rox himself. But hopefully Oda uses the energy that he cultivated from this arc and brings it over into Elbaf and just the rest of the series. One can only hope though. But, you know, these spoilers are just very brief. We're gonna have to get way more into them, into this full summary that we're gonna get tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the spoilers, guys. If you liked the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next one.